Good afternoon. Welcome to Greensboro, North Carolina, home of Carolina Aircraft. I'm George Johnson, the Bonanza man, and today we're here to look at a beautiful 1991 model Bonanza F33A November 8245 Delta. Let's take a look. November 8245 Delta only has 1,750 hours total time since factory new. This engine has been upgraded to an IO 550 300 horsepower engine, and the engine only has 200 hours since factory new. You'll also notice it has the Shannon baffle system, and it's equipped with the EDM 700 graphic engine monitor. November 8245 Delta is equipped with the 3-blade Macaulay prop, and this prop was overhauled when the new engine was put in. This prop only has 200 hours since overhaul. November 8245 Delta has a beautiful paint job. In fact, this is original factory paint, but the airplane has always been hangared, and the paint is in outstanding condition. It's been hangared, the airplane has no damage history, and I would rate this paint as at least an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. The tail on 8245 Delta is in perfect condition. You won't see any hail dings, you won't see any paint chips, you won't see any corrosion. The airplane is just in fantastic condition. As you can tell, it's always been hangared. In addition, this airplane is beyond the serial number, so the wing spar AD doesn't apply. It also has approach flaps that can be extended at 154 knots indicated, and it has the 24-volt electrical system. November 8245 Delta is equipped with the large baggage door. Let's take a look. You can put up to 270 pounds back here as long as you don't overload the airplane or get it out of CG. The airplane has a 1,083-pound useful load, which means you can put about 640 pounds of people and baggage in the airplane with full fuel. November 8245 Delta has a very nice leather interior. I believe this is original, except for maybe the headliner. The headliner may have been replaced. Anyway, the seats are in very nice condition. The sidewalls are in nice condition. Excellent windows. As you can tell, this airplane has been cared for. I'm almost 6 feet tall, and I've got plenty of headroom. I've got plenty of leg room, and I've got the pilot seat all the way back. And with this armrest, it's almost like sitting in an easy chair. November 8245 Delta has a fantastic instrument panel with a lot of great updated equipment. Let's take a look. Starting on the pilot side, the avionics have been upgraded with an EFIS Aspen EFD 1000 primary flight display. You can see we have an airspeed tape on this side and a readout for true airspeed and ground speed, the outside air temperature and digital, and then we have the barometric pressure. This is your altitude tape, and we're at about 880 feet field elevation right now, and this is your altitude select. On the bottom section, we have your HSI, which will display your HSI for your number 1 or number 2 GPS. You can see we've got GPS 1, GPS 2, Nav 1 and Nav 2, your course and heading indicator. And this is, shows your current heading that we're in right now. We have a lot of standby instruments as well. On the left side of the panel, starting over here, we have a clock for timing your approaches. Then we have a regular airspeed indicator in case you don't want to use the airspeed tape. Then we have a 2-minute turn coordinator. And then we have a secondary attitude indicator, and both of these have a flight director, as you can see coming up. And then we have your DME. This is a King KN63 DME with Nav 1 and Nav 2 switching and DME hold. We're in the hangar, so we're not getting a DME signal right now. Below this is your autopilot. The airplane has the King KFC 150 autopilot flight director slaved HSI system, and this is a digital autopilot. We have a secondary HSI which houses your number 2 GPS or nav and localizer and glide slope. This is the King KCS 55A. Next to this is your Insight SF2000 strike finder for weather avoidance. At the top on this side, we have your encoding altimeter, so you have a second altitude readout, and we have a vertical speed indicator. In the center of the panel, we have your engine indications. This is manifold pressure and fuel flow, and this is your RPMs, and you can see the airplane only has 1,726 actual hours, but I added hours to the information because the airplane's still in use by the owner. On this side is your left-hand fuel gauge. In the center we have all of your engine indications of cylinder head temperature, ammeter, oil temperature, and oil pressure, and then your right fuel gauge. Down here is your JPI EDM 700 graphic engine monitor that monitors all 6 cylinders. Here's a standby gyro pressure system, and this will work even on the ground to erect your air-driven gyro, which is actually your number 2. And then this is your instrument air gauge. Now let's take a look at your avionics stack. At the top we have a KMA 24 audio panel with your 3 light marker beacons. Below this is your number 1 nav and number 1 GPS, Navcom GPS. This is a Garmin 530W with WAS. And this is your HSI nav page. This is your regular nav page. The airplane also has active traffic. It has Skywatch active traffic. It also has XM satellite weather. This is your XM weather page. It has terrain, TAWs for terrain. This will show red since we're on the ground. And then we have your information and your satellite pages. And we're in the hangar, but we are getting enough signal to give us a GPS. Okay. The number 2 Navcom GPS is a Garmin GNS 430W, also with WAS. And as you can see, we've got a regular nav page and then a map nav page, and you can see it's showing traffic on there because we have Skywatch active traffic. And then we have your XM weather, and then your TAWs for terrain, which will show red, and then your information and your satellite pages. The airplane is equipped with a King KT76A transponder. On the right side of the instrument panel, we have your intercom system, and this is equipped with a Sigtronics SPA400 4-place intercom system. It also has a Shaden digital fuel flow, and these are the extra circuit breakers for your EFIS system, your data link weather, and your intercom system. Now let's take a look at the pilot's control wheel. In the front you have a push-to-talk or mic button. We have an autopilot disconnect button. We have a control wheel steering button that puts a flight director up in your attitude indicator and syncs it with your HSI. Here's your electric trim indicator. It has electric elevator trim. On the right side of the control wheel, we have a map light. This puts a light in the pilot's lap, a light in the outside air temperature gauge, and a light in the compass. A245 Delta is also equipped with very nice Rosen sun visors. These protect the pilot's eyes from the sun, but he can also see traffic through them. And the windows are in excellent condition. The windows and windshield, they're not crazed or anything. They're in outstanding condition. You can tell this airplane has been hangared. If you want a great buy in a low time, no damage history, excellent Bonanza F33A, you need to visit Carolina Aircraft in Greensboro, North Carolina, and take a look at 8245 Delta. This airplane only has 1,750 hours total time since new. The engine only has 200 hours since factory new, and it's been updated to an IO 550 300 horsepower engine, which means this airplane at cruise is almost 180 knots. The airplane has a Garmin 530W and 430W GPS Navcom, which means it has WAS. It also has XM satellite weather. It has Skywatch active traffic. It has the Aspen Pro 1000 EFD EFIS electronic flight display system. It has the King KFC 150 autopilot flight director slaved HSI system with a secondary HSI and a secondary attitude indicator and secondary flight director. Give us a call at 336-665-2555 0300, and be sure to visit carolinaaircraft.com to see this gorgeous F33A and all of our other nice Bonanzas and Barons. Have a great day.